in the boxes. And firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks, coming from Serbia, Montenegro, weighing in at 17 stone, 9 pounds. He brings to the ring a 32-fight professional record, 27 wins, 15 wins coming by way of knockout, with 3 losses and 2 draws. He comes to the ring as the Balkan heavyweight champion. Please welcome to Britain, Serbia's Ratko Drašković. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, wearing the blue trunks trimmed with silver, coming from here in Wembley, weighing in at 17 stone, 13 pounds. He comes to the ring undefeated as a professional, 9 wins from 9 contests, 6 wins coming by way of the big KO. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Olympic gold medalist, undefeated as a professional, orderly, Harrison. The referee, Mr. Paul Thomas, will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Okay, I spoke to you both in the dressing room. Just one final reminder, keep your shots in the target area. No shots around the back there or down there, okay? Give me a good clean contest. Touch blood. Best of luck to both of you.
Interesting hairstyle sported by our Audley. Touch of blue there and blue trunks trimmed with silver as he makes his 10th professional appearance since he won the super heavyweight gold medal in the Sydney Olympic Games in September of the year 2000, and he's in against a man who wasn't a bad amateur in his day, the man in the black trunks, this chunky fella from Nikšić in Montenegro. Ratko Drašković was the European junior heavyweight champion way back in 1984, and he's the reigning Balkan heavyweight champion, but I wouldn't read too much into that particular title. And as we mentioned earlier, with the heavyweight division somewhat topsy-turvy at the moment, thanks to Messrs. Jones and Saunders and Samuelsson. Audley Harrison must think that, well, there must be something there in terms of a window of opportunity for him, but he's got to get past this man. Ratko Drašković is now 37 years old. He brings to the ring a 32-fight record with 27 wins, 15 inside the distance. He's never been stopped, although he has lost 3 times. Harrison, of course, has got 9 wins from 9 contests, and 6 of them inside the distance, but the 3 men who've taken them the distance have all been British boxers. So Harrison at 17 stone 13, just some 4 pounds or so heavier than his opponent, and Harrison seems to be getting lighter and lighter all the time and getting so darn close to his Olympic gold medal winning weight, which is around 17.3, 17.4.
Yeah, we've always said that, obviously, his style of boxing, he's a hit-and-move fighter, Harrison. No doubt about it. And that lovely boxing from Harrison there. Good double jab and the straight left hand. That was good stuff. But his style of boxing, obviously, the lighter frame for Harrison will promote that style, if you like. If he's carrying a bit too much weight, then that's going to slow him down a little bit. He's certainly got to be a lot quicker on his feet than he has been. But this is a good start from him.
Well, we saw Audley Harrison in action in Brentford at the end of January when he stopped the American Rob Calloway, who was about the same size as this fella Drašković, maybe not just as heavy, and he stopped him in 4 rounds. Harrison working behind that very awkward southpaw right of his, the one that carried him to Olympic gold glory in Sydney. Misses with the left, it's coming across. 1 or 2 interesting names on the record of Drašković, including Sanin Samuelsson, who he lost to over 6 rounds in September of 2001. When it was Samuelsson, if you're with us on BBC, you remember dismantled the European hopes of Danny Williams, and also in the World Championships in Houston in '99, decision Audley Harrison. So once again, there's a certain element of a yardstick here, and Harrison boxing pretty competently, Richie. He's working nicely behind that southpaw jab. He's not trying to do anything too spectacular.
No, not at this stage. He's working excellently behind the jab. It's got to be said, Jim. Keeping the fight nice and long, doesn't want to get involved early on, and just using that jab as his main punch, which has been excellent during that round.
Well, the hairstyle is very interesting in the Harrison corner as ever. Phil Torrance and Kenny Kroom. Just confirmation, Nobby Harrison now 31 years old. He's going to be 33 come the autumn. This is his 10th professional contest, and he's won all 9 so far, 6 of them inside the distance. Kenny Kroom and Phil Torrance were in the corner last week in Glasgow of Wayne McCulloch, who was very heavily beaten by Scott Harrison. I somehow don't think they'll have the same problems tonight with their man here. This is Ratko Draskovic, the reigning heavyweight champion of the Balkans. Now 37 years old. Been a professional boxer since October 1990, so well over 2.5 years, or so I should say 12.5 years. Hasn't been desperately busy. Robbie Harrison is pretty confident about this contest because he's already announced that his next contest is going to be against another former ABA champion Matthew Ellis. Date and venue to be confirmed, but he's got to dispose of the reigning Bolton champion. Draskovic short and squat and chunky, and giving away an awful lot in terms of height and reach, but he's been the closest man we've seen for quite some time to Harrison in terms of weight.
Yeah, Draskovic here tonight he's having he's finding all sorts of problems with the southpaw style, and I can certainly sympathise with him on that one, because I used to struggle against southpaws. Absolutely awful opponents to box, and it's plain to see he just cannot get to grips with Harrison's southpaw style, and that's a lovely shot left from Harrison.
Well, that's what Harrison does best. He tees them up with that right and then brings the left across, and he's a very, very hard puncher. And he's a very fast puncher. For such a big fellow, he does have fast hands. And whatever you say about the opponents, and they said things about Frank Bruno, you beat what's put in front of you. And Harrison has done that reasonably well so far. But needless to say, there comes a time when he's got to step up to the plate. Draskovic's corner urging their man to come forward, but it's very difficult when you're being outreached. And Harrison is not doing anything too spectacular. You do feel, though, Richie, that he's sizing his man up for that left, having landed with it just about a minute or so ago.
Yeah, he's looking for the left-hand combination, which is his favourite punch. But what he's trying to do is trying to draw the lead of Draskovic.
Good right hand into the body by Harrison, and that really hurt Draskovic. Good patient work by Harrison. Draskovic finding it so hard to get inside the long arms of Harrison.
And the reason why Draskovic's corner were shouting at him so much is because when he's actually getting close to Harrison, that's when they're shouting, because that's when he's got to work, because they know that when he's in close, he must start unleashing some hard shots.
Harrison towering over the man who's come to meet him here in Wembley. Paul Thomas refereeing. 15 seconds remaining. Harrison again being pretty cautious. There's that stiff jab, and that really rocked Draskovic back on his feet. And again. And he thought about the left and then changed his mind, maybe just as well. Not too many seconds remaining, and that was a good finish by Harrison. The build-up has been patient. And obviously we've got to measure everything against the quality of the opponent. But Harrison can't be faulted for the opening 6 minutes. The schedule for 8 rounds. Bit of action from that second round. Harrison towering over his man, outreaching him. Good defense, more or less, and there was a great left hand, came right through the defense of Draskovic. Wonderful shot by Harrison, straight through the middle.
Yeah, some good work from Harrison. Lovely straight punches. Just varied it there, just changed the angle of playing up the punch, and yeah, some good stuff from Harrison. If anything, though, Jim's got to be a little bit more with the doubles and treble punches rather than the single shot.
Well, Harrison needs perhaps just to be a little bit more dynamic now he's got the opening 2 rounds under his belt. This is the second time he's been scheduled to go 8 rounds. Lasted 4 against Rob Calloway at the end of January in Brentford. And that came after a first-round stoppage of Sean Robinson, who had been beaten a year or so earlier in 2 by Danny Williams. So again, everything that Harrison seems to do has got a certain element of purpose to it. There still will be people who would like to see him going in with Julius Francis or Pelly Reid or Michael Sprott or Michael Holden. But that, no doubt, will come. Matthew Ellis is next up. Blaskovich as yet hasn't offered very much. Seems a little bit cautious and is working hard to get in close to Harrison, and I think Blaskovich has got to take his courage in both hands, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. You've got to get to Harrison. If you stay at long range with Harrison, he'll literally pick you up all night, and he's just quite happy to work at his own pace, keeping it nice and long. But that is better from him. That's much better working underneath as well there with the uppercuts. But Blaskovich has got to get up to Harrison and close that gap down.
Well, he's now 37 years old. I mean, Oddie, by his own admission, is no spring chicken, and every contest he says is a learning experience for him. So one wonders when he feels he's absorbed enough to make the big step. Again, Harrison being somewhat ultra-cautious, just trying to wait for the opportunity. That's a good right hand. He varied that nicely, so there's some good variation in the work of Harrison. Blaskovich took it pretty well, and Harrison's caught him again. Blaskovich is starting to wobble. A minute to go in the third. And the man from Montenegro in all sorts of trouble here now. Harrison piling it on. Back comes Blaskovich. Harrison trying to dig away inside. Watch the heads from A-star referee Paul Thomas. Good right hand, Harrison says. That's nothing at all. Come to me. Well, I've never seen Harrison do that before. I'm not sure I want to see him do it again. That's a bit disrespectful. He's in water boxer than that.
Yeah, he is, Jim, but at the same time, I think that was a good punch from Blaskovich, and he was literally just fooling him there, just trying to get through it for a couple of seconds there. I think Harrison was actually stunned from that shot. That was a good punch.
Well, we do remember him taking a decent shot from Mark Krebs, who really was a blown-up cruiserweight, and it gave him a little bit of trouble. "15 seconds to go to the end of the third. Blaskovich seems to have recovered from that.
Yeah, Harrison's just gone a little bit static here. I do think that was a good shot, and isn't really making him think. But at the start of the round, he was working a lot better. At the last minute, last half minute of that round,